Sorry about that. I received a phone call and somehow I shut the video recording off at the same time. So I've put our fajita meat into the microwave for 5 minutes. You can start with a lower temperature or lower amount of time. I just know my microwave usually requires an extra minute or two. So next what we're gonna do is work on our poco picante salsa. So I've got 1 large tomato here. We're just gonna dice it. You could use canned tomatoes if you like, but again, if you're watching salt, make sure that you get a low sodium canned tomatoes. So it's up to you how thick or small you want to do with this. You could also just put it into a little food processor and it would chop it up in a few seconds. And then we're just going to put it in a bowl. And it's so simple. You can make as little or as much as you want of the salsa, which is fantastic. Because you know how sometimes you think you're gonna have Mexican food one night out of the month and you buy a big jar of salsa, and the next thing you know, you have this jar of salsa in the fridge with all these fuzzy things growing on the top of it, mold, because it's been in there forever. So this way you're not wasting it. You just make a little bit, and the recipe's right on the bottle, so you just make as much as you need and adjust the measurements. So again, a little flexible thing can pop right into our bowl here. And that's quite a bit of salsa for me, because my family doesn't eat much of it. It's mostly me that eats it. Okay, so next, here's our jar of poco picante salsa. It says to mix 2 tablespoons of this mix into 1 cup of diced tomatoes. Now I have a warning for this. It is supposed to be a mild salsa, but it is very spicy. So do not use what it says on the jar. Oh, excuse me. Do not use as much as it says unless you really like hot salsa. I'm only going to use about 1 teaspoon in here. Oh my goodness, please excuse me. I'm having a day, aren't I? So we'll mix in 1 teaspoon, and then it calls for a splash of a lime. So I have a lime here. And if you roll your lime, it will actually help to get more of the juice out. So I always recommend doing that with your lemons or limes. Okay, and then what we're going to use is our 2-in-1 citrus press here. So if you have a smaller lime, it goes in the green section. If you have a larger lemon or lime, it can go in the yellow. So this will fit into the green, and you want to put the flat part down. You'll get the most juice out of it that way. And then we're just going to put it over our bowl here and squeeze, and we get our fresh lime juice. Nothing beats the freshness, like the fresh lime juice, rather than the jarred kind when you're making Mexican food. So good. All right, and then you just pop it out, and your seeds and everything will not go into your mix. So let's just mix it up here a little bit. And then you're gonna wanna let it sit for a few minutes. So it's good to make this kind of when you have a little bit of extra time. All right, so there we have our salsa. All right, next we're going to make some guacamole. And these make great teacher gifts. I don't know if any of you are looking for Christmas gifts for teachers. I have some cute tags I can send you that you could print out. One of them is walking around the Christmas tree. There's one nacho average teacher. You could mix in with the salsa and maybe some queso dip or nacho. There's talk about a awesome teacher for a taco mix as well that you can attach. So, you know, good teacher gifts for between $10 and $20 depending on your price range. Okay, so we're looking at making guacamole. So we've got avocados here. Just clean this up. So I've got 2 small ones. So I'm going to see first of all how much. Let me pop out the seeds here. See how much it's actually going to give me. And I thought I would use my 2 tablespoon Prep Pro scoop here to scoop them out. I've never tried this before, but this is a new product and I thought it would be great to try. Maybe an epic fail, but it may be awesome. You never know until you try. All right, looks like it's working pretty good. You could scoop melons out. It's great for cookies, of course. Scooping out perfect portions. If you have our Perfect Petite silicone pan that makes little rectangle portions of brownies or cheesecakes or whatever, you could use this 2 teaspoon scoop as well. If you have the muffin makers, which we're using today to make our dessert, you would want to use the 1/4 cup scoop because it is exactly the size of your muffin makers. It fits a 1/4 cup in there. All right, so we've got quite a bit here. Perfect, that worked out pretty well. Making a bit of a mess. So we're going to add to that, where is it here? 3 tablespoons of dip mix. Again, you can use less if you want to start out with less. I'm probably only going to use about 2. I think that's plenty. And then if you wanted to make a creamy dip, you could add in some sour cream, about 1/2 cup, into your guacamole as well. We're just going to mash it up with a fork here. Whoop. Oh, it smells delicious. Delicious. By the way, there is a good Mexican real fast food kit. If you're interested in Mexican food, it comes with recipes for different meals. I think it's 5 different meals, Mexican meals. And it comes with a fajita mix, the salsa, a package of the enchilada meal solution, and the guacamole mix, I believe. So I will post that. And then you have all your recipes for a bunch of meals, and you're all set. Okay, so we've got that mashed in, and we're just gonna put another squeeze of lime. Love lime. So here we go. Just as much or as little as you want. I don't want too much because I don't want it to be soggy. I just want to give it a little bit of a bite from the citrus. Okay, so our microwave has stopped there with our fajitas. And there's our guacamole. Yummy, yummy. And you could add your sour cream as well, of course. Let me just check on our steamer and see how our fajitas are coming along. They should be done. Just give me 1 second. Oops. Get them out here. Okay. Oh, it smells good. Oh, ho, ho. This looks amazing. It looks like it's totally cooked. So guys, 5 minutes to cook that, and your microwave might be a little bit less than that. So all you're going to do is take some of the small tortilla wraps, and let me just get my scoops here. Where'd they go? I'll just use this flipper. Just gonna break it up a little bit because some of the chicken got a little bit stuck together. All right, so you just put a little bit on your wrap here, and then you can add your salsa. Talk about fresh ingredients. There's no preservatives, anything in this. There's also no gluten in all of our products. Of course, these tortilla wraps have gluten, but well, there's one of them anyways. So there you go. It took about 10 minutes to make that, and it was from raw to ready. So if you're looking for something to save time in your kitchen, the steamers are amazing. There is a rectangle one that makes loaves, meat loaves. It's about this big. It's perfect for smaller portions or baking a loaf in the microwave in like 5 minutes or 8 minutes maybe it is, instead of heating up your oven as well. This one is more of a family size one. The round one is larger like this, and again, you can make a chicken in it or soups or whatever. So I'm gonna put this aside, and it smells so good. And now what we're going to do is talk about our dessert, which is chocolate cheesecakes. We are going to use Epicure's mud pie mix. We're gonna make it a little bit different than how it is on here. You can make it with coconut milk, which would be vegan, I believe, and non-dairy yogurt if you want to make it and you make it on the stovetop. But today, what I've decided to do is we're going to use our muffin makers. So these come in a set of 2, and you can use these in the microwave again to make muffins or meatloafs or egg bites. You know, at Starbucks, they have the little egg bites. Super fast and easy to make those, and you can freeze them up ahead of time. So what I've done is I've mixed in some graham crackers and graham cracker crumbs with some butter, and I just pressed them into the bottom here, and then I've baked them for about 6 to 8 minutes at 350. Apparently you could just freeze them to make them solidify a little bit, but I chose to bake them. So we're gonna make our filling. So let's get rid of this. What I've got is whipped cream. So I used 35% whipped cream. I used 12 ounces, which is a cup and a half. You could just use a tub of Cool Whip that's thawed out if you'd like, but I don't want to have the preservatives and stuff. So I've got that in here whipped up with about a tablespoon of sugar. And then what we're going to add is our mud pie mix and 1 package of 8 ounce of softened cream cheese. You want it to be about room temperature softened so that it can mix in well. And then all we're gonna do, put her in there, whip her up. I'm gonna go too fast yet because I don't want the powder flying around. So you just want to make sure it's all mixed in there thoroughly. And scrape down the sides. You can use your 3-in-1 spatula here. It's like a spoon, it's like a scoop, it's like a spatula, it's everything. It's great. It's long and tall too, so it fits into tall. If you go to Costco and buy the huge things of mayo or the huge things of peanut butter, it fits in there. And also skinny jars, like skinny jam jars and stuff. Just gonna run it for another minute here. It's a little lumpy still. You could also make this just in a regular graham cracker pie crust that you get from the store, pre-made, or make your own as well, with just the cracker crumbs and some butter pressed into a pan. You just bake it a little bit. Okay, this is smelling delicious. So let's take this off before I make a big mess. Okay, and we'll bring over this. By the way, this is our sheet pan here, which is fantastic for cooking, especially for sheet pan meals or for cookies and stuff for the fall, for the holidays. If you like to make that Christmas crack, buy the liner for it, and you can just peel the Christmas crack right off of it. It's amazing. Same with fudge and stuff like that. All right, so here it is. It's all mixed in. Does not look delicious. It smells so good. You could also make this into like dirt and worms, you know, where you put the chocolate pudding in and then you put your little wormy gummy bears on it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our new Prep Pro scoop here. This is the 1/4 cup size. And each of these muffin maker compartments is a 1/4 cup. And of course we have a little bit of a crust in the bottom, so it's gonna be just a little less than that. But it fits pretty perfectly in there. It's not going to be expanding at all because we're not baking it. What we're gonna do is just put these into the into the freezer, and let them harden. And then you can just pop them out super easy and store them in like a Ziploc bag or in a container, however you want to store them. And I do that with my little, if you have the Perfect Petites, which is the little rectangles thing, you could do this with that as well. But I make all my own little citrus lime cheesecakes or lemon curd cheesecakes, and I freeze them up in there and then pop them out and put them in the freezer in a bag. And then if I want a little dessert, I just pop one out and put it in the microwave for like maybe 10-20 seconds. And voila, I have delicious dessert. Or if someone comes over for supper and I forget to make a dessert, I have some bite-sized desserts in there. Oop, got a little extra on that guy. So anyways, you get the idea. Put them in there, put some saran wrap on it, put it in the freezer. Let me just wash my hand here. And you've got some delicious kid-friendly, well, everybody-friendly because it's chocolate, desserts. And when they pop out, they'll have the little crust on the bottom as well. And those are going to be so delicious. You could dollop a little bit of whipped cream on top once you thaw them out as well. or put some of those little worms on it for worms and dirt. So that is our meal for today, our cooking class. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm going to be posting some more recipes and some more information and slides and gift giving ideas. The party closes, orders need to be in by 1 o'clock on Saturday for Raelle to be able to get her host rewards. And you can either order right through the link that directly goes to her party, which I will post, or you can tell Raelle your order or me, and we will have it all shipped to her house and you can pick it up from her. And it would be a little bit cheaper shipping, unless if you're buying a big large order, it's just as cheap. There is a shipping sale on right now, so it's actually worth it to just have it directly shipped to your house. But anyways, that's an option if you want. Also, if your wish list is bigger than your budget, send me a quick message and ask me what all is involved in doing a cooking class. We can do a little chat one like this where it's mostly informative with a video like this, or we can do a like one in Facebook in a group with games and things as well. And if you are looking for any income, or if you buy a lot of Epicure and you're looking for your own discount, which is actually how I started off, I just put in an order every 3 months and got my discount. But if you are looking for an income, this can be a very good income. I've actually started out as a personal discount person, and now when I needed extra money, I've been able to go into kind of business mode and do some extra parties and things and earn my Christmas money and extra money for some bills that we had that came up unexpectedly. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Sorry about the 2-part video, and feel free to message me if you have any questions, and join my VIP group if you aren't already part of that. I have contests with prizes, I have lots of recipes and more cooking videos and ideas. Have a good day.